What you are seeing on your screen is one of the most embarrassing videos we've come across in some time. In this clip, a blonde woman in a red San Francisco 49ers jersey continues harassing and putting her hands on Chase Young, DN for the team. As it appears, he is going to, one can assume, converse with loved ones after his team's game against the Eagles in Philadelphia. She makes contact with him over and over again. To Young's credit, he pays it no mind. But this is an ounce, a sliver of what athletes must deal with each and every day of their lives. From game day to the practice facility to running groceries, just living, existing. The man is trying to have a chat with people he clearly knows on a deep personal level, and this woman is constantly yelling at him. The cherry on top, she says, "You have to give all of us a hug." It's a gross attempt. Kudos to Young for not giving in. There's two parts that stand out to me, though. The first is when she sees Young coming over to the stands and the woman in the red Ohio State hat notices and has a moment of choosing like one of two ways she's going to handle this. Address it head on or just hope she stops. She chose the latter. The second is this man in the beige sweater, seemingly confused at the woman's actions. He looks at opposite ends as if to ask, is anyone else watching what I am watching? And the answer is, of course, yes. I think there are so many parts of this video to dissect. Let us go back in time a few years ago when Odell Beckham Jr. was on LeBron James's The Shop. However you feel about it, doesn't matter. He talked about how when he went out in public, he felt like the animals at the zoo, where they like pointed and laughed and smiled, took pictures, told the animals to dance or to move or to try to get their attention. They bang on the wall, whatever. He says he could relate to that because whenever he would go out in public, he would get that same energy. He would get that same attention. Now, is this in public? Technically. Do I see, obviously, without stating the obvious, the differences between being out in public and walking the streets of a city and just competing, of course. But what this goes to show is a few things. Number one, fans still, to this day, and I think it will evolve, it just takes so much time. And also teaching the new generation of sports fans this. But this goes to show the public, to a degree, views athletes as a different kind of person. They don't view them as human. I mean, what she was doing by hitting, we couldn't play it because there was music, copyrighted music playing in the background. She was hitting him. She was slapping him. You could hear the slaps. And she's trying to get his attention. And the second is the entitlement, thinking that this person belongs in the same space as Chase Young's loved ones and trying to talk over them, to mute them, demanding his attention. She deserves none of it. And yet she continued going over and over. As I was watching this, I just kept thinking of that Odell quote that he gave. And this is like peak Odell. That quote that he gave, how he feels like an animal in the zoo. And yet I see this woman continually smacking Chase Young while he's trying to have a quick chat before he goes to the locker room. It's just astounding to me.